Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Sunday, May 4th, 2025. So, on this Star Wars related day,
May the 4th.
Be with you.
And with you too.
I think that just morphed into some sort of a prayer there. Did you do
and also with you.
And also, okay. Did you do the crossword?
I did do the crossword.
And was it inspiring?
It was.
Did it make you want to go to a galaxy far, far away?
Well, it certainly brought back some good nostalgic memories there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it was a good challenge. It was a nice Sunday puzzle, not like a Saturday kind of toughness, but it did have a good challenge to it, I thought.
Right.
And of course, one of the big reasons was because there were rebuses throughout the puzzle.
Yep.
And it took me a little while to figure out what was going on with them.
Yes.
But, and there was one that I just totally skipped.
Oh.
So I thought, it looks okay without a rebus, but actually it did not.
Which one was that?
Which one was it? I think it was the first one.
Ah.
Yeah, but anyway, I got to the revealer and I finished filling out the puzzle and I went back to the revealer and it said there were 8 themed clues and I only had 7 rebuses.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That's a lot of clues to just count.
Yes.
When I saw that too, I'm just like, okay, well, there's one, there's one. I mean, they don't really sort of pop out at you.
No, that's true, because the rebuses were small. They were just 2 letters in one square. So, yeah.
Do you want to talk any more about the theme?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I will. The theme was force play, which didn't give you any kind of clue at all as to what you were going to be doing. But as it turned out, it was in honor of this great day, May the 4th, Star Wars Day. And the revealer clue was right in the middle, 70 across, sci-fi inspired greeting. That's a hint to the 8 squares in this puzzle. And of course, that was May the 4th be with you.
Now, when you say that, of course, I want you to know, I started off with live long and prosper.
Oh, well, that was my first thought.
Right.
But it didn't fit.
Right. And then I tried may the force be with you, but I had trouble there. So
yes, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. But then I thought, they're talking about, a greeting that people do now. May the 4th be with you. So, but anyway, scattered throughout the puzzle, 8 different places, there were clues where you needed to put a U in the puzzle, and it was as part of a rebus. So the first one was 22 across, and that was a funny one. It also brought back some nostalgic memories. A product that can cut a slice of bread so thin you can almost see through it in old ads, and that was Jinsu knife. But you didn't have enough squares for that, so the S and the U of Jinsu had to be in a rebus together
in one square. Yes.
Yes. And that SU were the first 2 letters in 23 down, which was kind of a challenge. Well, okay. And the answer was sure.
Yes.
Sure. So anyway, we had 8 of those. And the first one was the SU. And then we had a TU for lettuce wraps, where the second T and U were together in a rebus. And then we also had one at 44 across, IRS audits, and the AU were together. And then we had 52 across, begrudging. The RU were together. Then 87 across, which I thought was kind of a funny clue. Companion who might take your breath away. And that was blow up doll. And the W of blow and the U and P were in a square together. And then we had one that I didn't know how to spell, but I knew the word 97 across was over and over, and that was ad nauseum.
Mm-hmm.
And the A and the U and nauseum was together. We had a 107 across, which was famous Leonardo da Vinci drawing with 4 arms and 4 legs, which was the Vitruvian Man.
Yes.
And the RU of Vitruvian were together. And then finally, sensuality was the last one at the bottom, 122 across, and the SU were together.
Mm-hmm.
So you had those 8 rebuses with the U's, and if you looked at the first letter as you went down, it spells out Star Wars. T-A-R, and then you have May the 4th be with you, and then W-A-R-S, the letters that are in there with the U. So it says, when May the 4th be with you, or may the force be with you.
Right.
You, meaning you as in the U in the rebus.
Yes.
So anyway, very clever.
Yep.
Very clever.
You know, I was looking at those and was trying to figure out if they spelled anything. So I went S-U-T-U-A-U and thought, no, it doesn't.
No.
Just take the first letter.
Yeah,
Okay.
Star Wars. So there you go. That was the theme.
Yes.
And so, of course, force play makes a lot more sense after you finish the puzzle when you're thinking about Star Wars and the Force.
Right.
So.
Yep.
Yep.
I was thinking about 97 across, the over and over ad nauseum. I was thinking they should have some museum devoted to that, and they can have the ad nauseum museum.
Uh-huh.
I think we should found that.
Okay. It could be
Although people would just
claim
probably,
to fame.
it'd have to be a really boring museum.
Well, it would.
You know, every exhibit would have to be exactly the same. It's just like ad nauseum we get.
Well, they wouldn't have to be exactly the same, but like the little descriptions could all start the same way and end the same way. So.
Maybe it could be a very specialized museum, one designed to sort of highlight anti-nausea drugs.
No.
The anti-nauseum ad nauseum museum. There we go.
There we go.
Yep. I bet we can find someone who's going to be willing to invest in that. Probably not. You know, one down. I should have gotten one down. Currency unit of Kabul, and that was AFGHANI. And it's just like, I mean, that's the most obvious name ever.
Yes.
But
That's where I had a mistake.
Oh.
And I had to go through all the acrosses and couldn't find it. And then I had, what did I have? Afghani, I guess it would be. Because for 37 across, which was land, what did I have? I had S. I had set. Like you land where you set down, you land down. But anyway, it turned out to be net. Land, like actually getting something. You land a deal. You net a deal. So that was my mistake. But I had to go through all the acrosses and not find it. And then when I did the down, I thought, that doesn't seem right.
You know, it still doesn't sound right to me. I guess I've never heard that phrase or that use of the word net. You land I understand you land something if you get a deal.
Right.
You net the deal?
Well,
I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
I was just delighted that the clue above it, 32 across, brand with a line of calm and restore products, Avena.
I thought of you.
Yep.
I thought of you as I filled that out.
2 days in a row. And it's like, you know, I was so annoyed at the word Aveno, and it's just like, there it is again.
There you go.
So I'm expecting Alveda. Will, I hope you're taking notes. I'm expecting Alveda to show up in Monday's crossword.
Alveda, not
What?
Alveda, just Alveda. A-V-E-D.
Oh, great. Okay. I hope that Alveda shows up.
Like Alvino.
We had a 12 across. The Wild Duck playwright was Ibsen.
Yes.
Have you ever seen The Wild Duck?
No, I have not.
Okay. Have you seen A Doll's House?
A Doll's House I've seen, yes, but no, not Wild Duck.
One of the lesser known plays, perhaps. I don't know.
I was proud of myself that I knew 25 across. Toon Fighter of Skeletor. That was He-Man.
I had a lot of trouble in that area.
Oh, really?
I didn't know He-Man. 12 down, more or less, was Ish. That was sort of the guess that got me to getting Ibsen. And then I felt I was in good shape. But 13 down, Game you likely get worse at the longer you play. Beer pong.
Yeah.
I had beer and I had ong. And then I'm like, I don't know what this is. So I just went through the alphabet until finally I got to pong. And it's just, okay, that sounds like a game.
Yes.
So what, you're playing like ping pong with beer cans?
No. No, I think you're playing like trying to get a ball into a red Solo cup, like they have at beer parties. And it involves drinking the beer out of the cup. So yes, the more you play, the drunker you get. So
the one next to it was a band that I thought I should know, band with the 1998 hit Closing Time, because I could hear that song in my head. It's just like I've never heard the name of the band. Apparently, it's Semisonic.
Yes, I'd never heard that.
I like, getting back. So I thought there was this interesting theme going on here. 22 across, the product that can cut a slice of bread so thin you can almost see through it. By the way, I like the almost. That gets them, that saves them from being sued. Very nicely played there. It was Ginsu knife, or Ginsu knife. And then we had 118 across. 118 across was invasive Japanese vine, kudzu.
Right.
And then we had 46 across. I realize I'm not doing these in order, actually 46 down. Minty herb used in Japanese cuisine, shiso. And then finally we had, 123 down, sport that takes place in a dojo, and that was sumo.
Right.
So apart from the fact that Jinsu isn't really Japanese, it sounds Japanese, or at least it sounds vaguely sort of, East Asian.
Is kudzu Japanese?
Yes.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, invasive Japanese vine.
Oh, okay.
So all the rest of those were Japanese, and I decided to just sort of. Apparently, Jinsu is like invented in like Pittsburgh or something.
Right.
So, but I sort of thought there was like an homage to the Japanese as sort of a mini theme here.
That is true. That is true. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. Let's see, 41 across. 41 across. I had trouble with this one. Moves one's butt over. And the answer was scoots.
Right.
I went for shifts.
Oh.
Because the first and penultimate and last letters all lined up.
Yes.
Oh, and the one beneath it, 49 across.
Well, you don't say shift over. You say scoot over. Let me sit down.
I say shift over.
Oh, do you?
Please shift over. And then people give me this long look. Do you mean scoot? That's usually how that conversation goes. It's a great icebreaker at parties. Please shift over. And then they generally do. Unsurprisingly, the one underneath it, concave umbilicus inni.
Yes.
That was very nice.
Yep.
Sounded very highbrow there. Did you know 54 across? The Aztecs of the NCAA, SDSU?
I didn't.
Which I take it is to be South Dakota State University?
Yes, there's got to be an interesting story as to why they call themselves the Aztecs.
Well, I figured there are Aztecs around there, right? I mean, maybe that was...
I don't think so. I mean, the Aztecs you think of more down in the southern part of
the Americas, right?
Yeah,
yeah, but then a few of them just sort of wandered north, thinking
landed in South Dakota.
This looks like a good place to start fracking. Let's stop here.
No, I think that's North Dakota, but it's a good place to carve some faces on the side of a mountain.
Yes, that was their original goal. Let's see. We had 85 down. I thought that was just sort of cute. Third degrees, PhDs.
Yep, I enjoyed that one a lot.
And 92 down. Wednesday Addams' werewolf roommate on TV's Wednesday, Enid. And
I didn't know that.
August, mark your calendar, August 6th, 2025, season 2 of Wednesday is coming.
Oh, okay.
I can hardly contain myself. Actually, I was also pleased with 107 across. The famous Leonardo da Vinci drawing with 4 arms and 4 legs, Vitruvian Man, that I actually remembered it.
Oh.
It's just like, what's the name of... Oh, yeah, Vitruvian Man.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Usually things like that don't come to me, but it's not pop culture, so I guess it found a place to hide.
Right.
129 across goes from 0 to 60, ages.
Yeah.
That was cute. And my last clue... or my last answer was, I was having trouble with 11 down. Lead actress in the Twilight movies in tabloids, K-Stu.
Right. Yes.
Did you know K-Stu?
Yes, I did.
Really? Mm-hmm. Do you read a lot of tabloids?
No.
Do you watch Twilight movies?
No, but I just had seen that probably in social media. K-Stu. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, none of the social media I consume has ever mentioned it. So this was a splendid crossword. I was a little bit worried when I saw it was by Brandon Copy because I still have vague sort of nightmares about Brandon Copy crosswords being really hard. This one was a challenge, as you say, but not overwhelming.
Right.
So well done, Brandon.
Yep. Very good.
All right, that is it for today. So thanks everyone for listening. Remember, we love feedback. crosswordpodcast@icloud.com.
Yep.
And we will be back again with our cutting edge analysis of tomorrow, aka Monday's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.